Hello students, my name is Ashish Gupta. I serve in PP Savani Center for Excellence as chemistry teacher. PP Savani Center for Excellence is Gujarat's #1 educational institute. It functions to prepare science students for national level competitive examinations like JEE and NEET. Students, today I will explain depression of freezing point and osmotic pressure, and we will discuss few numericals related to elevation of boiling point and depression of freezing point. Depression of freezing point is a topic of great importance, as we will learn that in places like Leh and Ladakh, where during winter the roads are 100% fully covered by ice, there why common salt is sprinkled. This is one of the importance of depression of freezing point, as well as radiators of car are filled with ethylene glycol. Why? All these things we will cover today.
लास्ट लेक्चर में हमने सीखा था एंटी फ्रीज सॉल्यूशंस, जिसमें हमने सीखा था कि एथाइलिन ग्लाइकोल वाटर में ऐड करने से इसका फ्रीजिंग पॉइंट बहुत कम हो जाता है। तब ये इवन -50 डिग्री सी पे वाटर फ्रीज नहीं होता। इसलिए वाटर में एथाइलिन ग्लाइकोल के सॉल्यूशन को एंटी फ्रीज सॉल्यूशन कहते हैं, क्योंकि ये फ्रीज नहीं होता इवन -50 डिग्री सेल्सियस तक। ऐसा ही हमने ग्लिसरॉल के बारे में पढ़ा था। ग्लिसरॉल भी एंटी फ्रीज की तरह यूज़ किया जा सकता है। आज हम इसके आगे पढ़ेंगे। एंटी फ्रीज सॉल्यूशन की बात किया तो देखिए, ये एक ब्रांडेड कंपनी का एंटी फ्रीज सॉल्यूशन है और इसमें ऐसा लिखा हुआ है एंटी फ्रीज ऑयली, और साथ में यहाँ पे लिखा हुआ है -50 डिग्री सी, मतलब ये -50 डिग्री सी तक वाटर को फ्रीज नहीं होने देगा, इसलिए इसको एंटी फ्रीज सॉल्यूशन कहते हैं। देखिए, एक someone pouring एंटी फ्रीज सॉल्यूशन in his car radiator to prevent water in the radiator from freezing। एंटी फ्रीज में आगे हम पढ़ते हैं फ्रीजिंग मिक्सचर। एडिशन ऑफ नॉन वोलाटाइल सॉल्यूट decreases freezing point of water. Such solution is known as freezing mixture। जो सॉल्यूशन का फ्रीजिंग पॉइंट कम हो उसको बोलते हैं फ्रीजिंग मिक्सचर। इबुलियोस्कोपिक मीन्स elevation of boiling point and cryoscopic methods are effective when solutions are dilute, solutions obey Raoult's law, the solute is non-volatile, there is no association or dissociation of solute molecules in solution। Why solution must be dilute? Solution must be dilute because if solution is not dilute, then solute particles will stick to each other. Solute particles will stick to each other अगर सॉल्यूशन डाइल्यूट नहीं है तो तब क्या होगा? देन एक्चुअल नंबर विल नॉट अपीयर, राइट? एंड कोलिगेटिव प्रॉपर्टीज डिपेंड ऑन नंबर. So colligative property, ebullioscopic and cryoscopy will not work. And solution must obey Raoult's law because above discussion is based on Raoult's law. The solute must be non-volatile. If solute is volatile, it will not decrease freezing point. It will not increase boiling point. There is no association or dissociation. If there is association or dissociation, then number of particles will change and colligative property will change. Now let we continue. Now let we discuss few numericals on elevation of boiling point and depression of freezing point. So let we start. A solution of 2.5 gram of non-volatile solute in 100 gram benzene is boiled at 0.42 degrees C higher than the boiling point of pure benzene. Means boiling point of benzene is increased in solution. Calculate the molecular mass of the substance. We have to find MB. Molar elevation constant of benzene is 2.76 Kelvin kilogram per mole. Let me solve it. First of all, always make a list. Never forget, always make a list of what is given. Kb is given 2.67. Mass of solute is given 2.5 gram. Mass of solvent is given 100 gram. And elevation in boiling point delta Tb is given 0.42. And it is given that we have to find molar mass of solute. So let we start. First of all, we must know what we have to calculate. So we have to calculate MB. So now let we carry out calculations. We know that delta Tb equals Kbm. Now rearrange the formula. Put the value of molality. Delta Tb equal Kb Wb into 1000 upon Mb into Wa. This we have already learned in formula of molality. This is nothing but formula of molality, value of molality. So rearrange this and we get Mb is equal to Kbwb into 1000 upon delta Tb Wa. Now let me put the values. So Mb is equal to Kb is given 2.67 and Wb is given 2.5 gram and 1000 from formula. Delta Tb is given 0.42 and next we put Wa. Wa is given 100 gram. So this way put all the values here in the formula and we solve this and finally we get 158.9. So what we calculated? We calculated molar mass of the solute. How we calculated? By knowing the value of elevation in boiling point. Now let me solve one more numerical. This numerical is based on depression in freezing point. Let me start second numerical. Calculate the molar depression constant of a solvent which has freezing point 16.16 degrees C and latent heat of fusion 180.75 degrees C. So Once again, never forget, this is must, that whenever you go to solve a numerical, first of all make a list of what is given. Universal gas constant known to us, that is 8.314 joule per Kelvin per mole. Then freezing point is given, which has freezing point 16.6 degrees C. Freezing point is given, TF is given. So TF is equal to 16.6 degrees C. So convert into Kelvin. So we get 289.6 Kelvin by adding 273. Latent heat of fusion is given 180.75 joule per gram. Now put all the values in the formula which we have already discussed in molar freezing point depression constant. So put the value in that formula. So Kf equal RTF square divided by 1000 into LF. All the parameters have already been defined earlier during the discussions in previous lecture. Now substitute the values in the formula. So all the values are given here. Here all the values are given. So just we put the values in the formula, in this formula. So Kf equal 8.314 into 289.6 square divided by 1000 into 180.75. So answer comes 3.86. And what will be the unit? The unit will be Kelvin, kilogram, mole inverse. Earlier we have discussed units, right? So here we discussed numericals based on elevation in boiling point and depression in freezing point. Now we move to fourth colligative property. Four colligative properties are there. Relative lowering of vapor pressure, which we call in short RLVP. Then after that, second colligative properties is elevation in boiling point, elevation in boiling point. Third colligative property is depression in freezing point. And now we have come to fourth colligative property, that is osmotic pressure. So now we will learn osmotic pressure, but before that let we learn osmosis. This phenomenon was first observed by Ab Nolet in 1748 and termed as osmosis. In Greek, osmos means to push. ये वर्ड ध्यान रखना, ऑस्मोस मीन्स टू पुश, क्योंकि जब हम डिस्कस करेंगे ऑस्मोसिस तब इस वर्ड की बहुत हेल्प लेंगे हम लोग. सो ऑस्मोसिस इज डिफाइंड एज द स्पॉन्टेनियस फ्लो ऑफ सॉल्वेंट molecules through semi-permeable membrane from a pure solvent to a solution or from dilute solution to a concentrate solution. So what is osmosis? First of all, keep in mind very clear what is osmosis. Spontaneous flow of solvent. There must be spontaneous flow of solvent. Solvent must flow on its own without any external force applied. That is called osmosis. From low concentration to high concentration or from solvent to solution. The phenomenon of osmosis can be demonstrated by the following experiment. Let me demonstrate phenomenon of osmosis. Two eggs of same size are taken and their outer hard shell is removed by dissolving in dilute hydrochloric acid. One of the eggs is placed in distilled water and other in saturated salt solution. After sufficient time, it is noticed that the egg placed in water was swells up and that placed in salt shrinks. In the first case, where egg swells up, water enters in concentrated egg fluid. This is called endosmosis. Water enters, water enters, and that is called endosmosis. Endosmosis. And in second case, water comes out from the egg cell as salt solution is more concentrated than egg fluid. Where water comes out of egg cell, that is called exosmosis. That is called exosmosis. So what we are discussing, first we remove outer shell of egg by placing in dilute hydrochloric acid. After that, we place one egg in water and other egg in concentrate salt solution. So when we place egg shell in water, egg swells up, and in other case egg shrink. So when egg swell up, water enters, that is called endosmosis, and when water comes out and egg cell shrink, water comes out, that means exit, then we call it exosmosis. Now let me discuss more about the same experiment. See here in picture you can see that dilute hydrochloric acid is placed, dilute hydrochloric acid is taken, and in that egg cell is placed. The covering of egg cell is made up of calcium carbonate that dissolves in acid, and calcium carbonate decomposes and CO2 comes out. Here you can see CO2 coming out. Here you can see CO2 coming out. So when CO2 comes out, the shell which formula is CaCO3, the cell is removed, and we get here egg inside SPM. So we call it animal membrane. So what is in a light yellow color, that is animal membrane, and this is SPM. This animal membrane is SPM, semi permeable membrane. So what next? Now when we place this egg in honey, right? So what happens when we place this egg in honey? Then water comes out of the egg cell, and after losing water minus H2O, after losing water, egg cell shrink like this. This is example of exosmosis, example of osmosis, and this osmosis take place through SPM. This osmosis takes place through SPM. Now further, next to what we do, we take two eggs, right? Like this we take two eggs. So one egg after removing CaCO3, the covering cell, we place in honey, and other one we place in water. So when we place in water, then egg swells up. So we have two examples. One example where egg shrink, and other example where egg swells up. So this was osmosis, and this was example of osmosis by taking egg cells into considerations. From here we will continue in next.